I'm so glad so many of you came in. Let me introduce this lady to y'all since I have the honor. This is my oldest friend on this entire earth. We have been friends for over half our life, all the way back to middle school. We have been through a lot together and out here taking this world by force, motivating, uplifting, and empowering young people. So let's give our attention and time to Miss Samara.
Hello, ladies. How are y'all?
Good.
Happy,
We're doing
happy,
fantastic.
happy Saturday. I am so glad to be here with you guys. Um, like Cynthia said, yes, she's my best friend. We've been best friends since seventh grade. Um, she can't go nowhere without me now. I've been following her around all her life, so she can't get rid of me now. It's too late. It's too late. I'm be like a
I'm
little
just cracking
rat
up about
behind her.
that.
If she try to leave me, I'm gonna be right behind her. But it's a
Wait a
blessing.
minute, Sam. Wait a minute, Sam. I got a fun fact for them.
Oh Lord.
Y'all believe it or not, she is shorter than me.
She looks short.
Yeah, yeah. And
She's fun size. Get it
I'm
right.
fun. Thank you. Please let her know I'm not short. I'm fun size. You got it right. But I can tell you that Cynthia was the smartest. She was the smartest in school. But I'm honored to be here with you ladies. I'm glad to be here to be able to talk to you. I go to the DJJ and talk to the ladies there a lot as well, and just try to empower and to keep you all motivated, and just to spread the knowledge of what I've been through. Just just hopefully for it to be a, a learning a learning time for you all, and to hope that you can get something out of my message. So I'm going to end up sharing my screen with you because I made like a PowerPoint. I didn't really finish it, but we're going to go with what we got. So first of all, I do want to say Cynthia's calling me Samara, which is right. That's my government name, but in business I go by Samantha Jax. um it just seemed to be a little easier because nobody really says my name right. So Samantha Jackson seemed to be a little easier. So I started to go by that. I've been in business on my own as an entrepreneur since I was about 13 doing hair. So I went to school and got my license to do that. So I've kind of been my own boss for a long time. So that's kind of just a story that I'm going to go through with you guys. Had a little bit of problems here and there throughout life, but we're going to also go over that too, so that we can see what I went through to get back on track. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Cynthia, can you fix the thing so I can share? It says you have to give me permission.
Yep. Good.
Quick question. You said you've been doing hair since you were 13. What is one thing you love to do with hair?
One thing I love to do, I love to cut. I love to
Oh.
cut because you can get so many different looks out of a cut. Like, you probably wouldn't believe me, but I had a head full of dreads like a week ago, and I went and got half of them cut off. So I have dreads up here, but I covered them up and weaved my hair this morning. Well, made me a hairpiece because I didn't want to wear my dreads. So that's why I like to cut, because you can do so much with it.
I like to dye hair a lot. I
Mhm.
also did my own hair.
Oh yeah, I see you.
I did my own. This
Did you?
did
I
on
like that color.
it did this on its own. It's like, oh, we're gonna have multiple highlights. Here you go.
It's so much you can do with color, though. It's so much you can do with color. They teach you a lot about color in hair school, and it's a good thing to get into because a lot of people don't like to do color, especially exotic colors like that. So it's a good thing to get into.
I use vegan hair like hair dye, although it's gonna fade faster, but it's more healthier for your hair and it's
Okay.
not gonna damage it whatsoever. Like the main brand I mainly use is Manic Panic.
Oh, okay.
Love it half to death.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's still a good brand.
I still can't share, Cynthia.
Okay, hold on, I'm trying. Hold on, let me get to you.
Okay.
Participant, your name. Is it spotlight video?
N-
Or do
Um.
I'll just make you the host. That'll be easier. Then you can
Okay.
share your screen.
Okay.
Okay, you got it.
Okay. All right, you guys. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see the presentation that I made for us to go over. Now, these my little cheat notes at the bottom in case I forget anything. But anyway, um, so I'm Samantha Jax. What I'm going to be talking about today is acknowledging, accepting, and activating your greatness in your life. Um, if you don't know much about me, I am a business owner. I own a distributing company for mink eyelashes. I've helped about 7 young ladies start their own mink eyelash business since January of last year. I'm also a accountability mentor for new small business owners, and I am a mental health facilitator for NAMI, which is the #1 nonprofit organization for mental health in the U.S. Um, and just recently, I took on a new position as executive assistant for Instant Edges, which is a new hair company that has just recently come out within the last 2 years. So I just took that position on as well. So that's a little bit about me. Oh, left this out. I am an author. Sorry. I'm a published author, published Amazon author. I have 6 books on Amazon. So if any of you read urban fiction, I'll give you those titles when we're done if you want to go out and pick up any of those. But I'll give you that information. But that's me in a nutshell. So thank you again, ladies, for being here. You see, my YouTube is at the bottom. I have a lot of stuff that I post on there if you want to go on there and get any information. The moniker on the side is my AAA University, which is just a lot of the things that I teach on my through my training courses. Um, Next, we're going to move over into just a few different verses that I have that I typically go by for my business. We're not going to necessarily get into prayer. However, I do just want to put these up in case any of you want to jot them down. It is a few scriptures that are pretty positive that I go by every day. The first is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In our ways, acknowledge him and he will straighten your path. That's one that I use because I get a little bit in the head, I get a little bit confused on some of the things that I want to work on. So that just straightens me out and lets me know that um, not to just lean on what I understand about my business, but the understanding of this scripture as well. The next one is Mark 11, the 24th chapter. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you receive it and it will be. Um, that basically just tells me that when I pray or when I try to manifest things for my business, I have to believe that. When I have to when I want to manifest things with myself within my own life, I have to believe that. If I don't believe it, of course it won't be. It won't be because you don't believe it. You have to believe it in order to manifest what it is that thought, whatever that thought is. The third is First Corinthians 2:5, so that your faith might not rest in wisdom of man, but in power of God. That just basically helps me understand that you can listen to your friends. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of other entrepreneurs that have their own businesses that, we kind of pass information back and forth. But um, that scripture just helps me understand that, yes, I can listen to them and I can talk to them and we can pass information back and forth, but don't take your friend's word as law when it comes to what you want to do as growth for yourself or within your business or just personally. It has to be a personal growth journey. So that's what I go by for that. So you can jot those down if you happen to go through those daily. I happen to use them as an affirmation daily for myself. Um, so back to acknowledge, accept, and activate. Acknowledge, what we want to do is get you, we want you to become successful in your life, whether that be in business or in your personal life. So that's a lot of what we teach on our website with acknowledging. And with accepting, we want you to accept that your generational curses is not your truth. It's a lot of people that are stuck with their generational curses. Things that have gone on in your family. Maybe, it may have been some type of substance abuse problem, or maybe just family not talking to each other. I know I had that a lot on my side. A lot of my family weren't talking to each other. But, we want to make sure that we don't pass that on to our children. We want to make sure that we stay positive in our lives so that we'll be able to hold the accountability for ourselves and be able to help others. And when we say activate, that's just basically activating your knowledge, accepting what it is that you want to work on, and activating yourself to be able to do that, holding yourself accountable, and making sure that you're disciplined within yourself to stay on track to get things done. Um, this next slide, it's a picture. And anybody that wants to answer can answer. You don't necessarily have to, but it's a picture of me from a long time ago. And I just want you to give me maybe one or two words, what you think, or what you think my thoughts were when you see me in this picture, or what do you think of me when you see this picture? That's the picture. That's me without the blurred out face.
You look
This
kind of sad.
this was me at 18 years old.
Oh.
Anybody?
You look very distractive, like you're in your head a lot. So that means you might have went through some form of past trauma, or you just don't feel comfortable in certain crowds or photos.
Hmm. Good, good. I appreciate that. Anybody else?
You look really sad, kind of.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
You
look
like you got a lot on your mind.
Yeah, yeah,
like you're worried about something, even though you don't know why you're worried.
yeah, yeah,
Again, she's in her head. That's another reason. She's in her
yeah.
head.
In my head.
Yeah.
Yep. And you all are right. Every single one of you are right. I'll be honest with you. In this photo, I was 18 years old. um at this point in my life, I had just barely graduated from high school a year prior, because I graduated when I was 17. I had just barely graduated a year prior. My relationship with my mom was strained because, I'm gonna be honest, I was a jerk. I was a jerk when I was that age, and I took her through a lot that, now that I'm older, I understood that I didn't have to, but then that's just the spot where I was in my life. I had an attitude. I used to do a lot of antics that, I was being really rebellious, is what it was. And I had to force my way through high school when I got out of hair school, because it was either go to hair school to do hair, or I had to get sent to Ohio with my dad. I didn't want to go to Ohio. They only had like 10 streets in this town. So I forced my way through got through high school and had to get that done by default. Um, I had just experienced the death of my high school sweetheart. Um, and we actually were he was actually my fiance. Lost him to gun violence. My grandmother had just passed, so I had a lot of things that was going on. I had just been diagnosed with a mental illness, so it was just the pile on, bad, 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 like a bunch of bad stuff that was going on. So um I chose this picture because it speaks to a lot of different things that I was going through. Um, because of all of the trauma and the things that I was going through, I kind of spiraled out of control. In this photo, actually, I had just left a club. I was only 18
Oh,
years old.
it
I
looked like you
was
was partying too.
I had just left the club. I was only 18 years old, wasn't even old enough to be in the club, but I was in the club. I was heavily under the influence of alcohol at the time, and shouldn't have been. But I was a knucklehead. I wasn't listening. I wasn't doing what my mom wanted me to do. I should have listened, but I didn't. But that's why I use this picture as a prime example. Um, I was a really good beautician. I had started doing hair so good at such a young age till by the time I got to 18, my clientele was so much I was making over $3,000 a week. And at that age, that was a lot of money for me. That was a lot of money at 18 years old. But because I didn't have any control over my life and over my decisions, and I was just letting everything spiral. I was starting to lose clients. People stopped coming to me because my work wasn't consistent. Um it just started to affect me in every area of my life. Things with my family started to spiral out of control. The people around me, I was just using the people around me as a bandage, just to fulfill the hurt, that I had inside. So it really wasn't fixing the issue. I was just trying to bandage everything that was going on at that time. Um, like I said, I started to lose my clients. So the flashy life I used to live, I couldn't live that no more because I wasn't really getting the money. I wasn't making the money. I started losing a lot of clients, and after going from making 3,000 plus a week on clients to going down to making about $1,000 a week, that's a big hit. So at some point, I had to figure out what was going on with me. Plus, like I said before, I had just got diagnosed with a mental illness. I didn't even know what to do with that yet. You know, I hadn't even started working on that yet. Go ahead, baby. You got a question?
Um, Cariana says she lost connection and she trying to join back in. Can you let her in?
Oh, okay. You said Kariana,
Yeah.
Terriana Mitchell.
No,
No.
Cariana.
I don't see her. Cynthia, you know how to tell me how to add her?
Yeah, go to the participants, and then it should show you at the top who's trying to come in.
Where it say show the grid?
Let's see, go to push the participants. So it'll show like you got, like I can see on my end, I
Oh,
got
hold
7
on. I
people.
see it.
Okay.
I see it.
Ma'am, the mental illness that you were just diagnosed with, by the looks of it, were you diagnosed with bipolar depression?
I was. Yes. Bipolar, bipolar, depression, anxiety.
Because the reason why I said bipolar depression is because with some form of bipolar is, like you said, you were rebellish, and another form of that word would be impulsing.
Hmm.
So I was thinking, okay, she's showing a lot of impulsing. It wouldn't be anxiety, not really much anxiety or depression. So what would fit that bipolar depression? And I know
Hmm.
that illness way too well because I have it too, and I'm almost 21 years old. I have body piercings,
Definitely.
I have tattoos, I dye my hair a lot, and let's just say it's
Definitely.
a pain.
Definitely. And that's the reason why I wanted to that's the reason why I made my program Acknowledge, Accept, and Activate, because a lot of times people that have a mental illness don't talk about it. And for those that do talk about it, they only talk about it with a select number of people, only because of the backlash that they think they'll get, or because there's a stigma around mental health. And that's the reason that I do what I do, and that's the reason that I facilitate for mental health, so that we could kind of eradicate that stigma. So yeah, so it's a daily thing that you have to work on, having a mental illness. But that's the reason that I volunteer working with it. Did she get in?
Yeah, she got in.
I think I added her. Okay. All right. So let me see, where was I? Okay. So as I said, things were drastically going out of control. My family was shifting. I felt like my life was spiraling out of control. At that point, I had actually even attempted suicide. You see, I'm here with you today, so that didn't work. Thank God. And I'm glad that I'm able to even still be talking about it, to talk to you guys, to let you know what my struggles were with my situation. I do just want to let you know that your beginning does not have to be your end. I was stuck for a long time. Didn't have help, didn't know how to get help, but you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay in that facet if that's what you're in. My next slide is to let you know that I eventually began to get help. I went to counseling. I went to let my family know everything that I was going through. So I was able to push through all that negativity. I did have to change the friends that I was around. And I had to do that because I wanted my life to go in a different direction, in a more positive direction. So I had to make sure that I surrounded myself with the same type of positive people that I wanted to ultimately change my life into being, because I wasn't at that point. So I want to know just a couple of questions for you all. I know you gotta have some type of goals that you want to do in the future, or that you're working on doing right now. Do you hold yourself accountable, or do you all just say, okay, I'm gonna do this and then get back to it in a week? Do you schedule it? Do you write down? Do you have like a journal that you keep? Do you guys hold yourselves accountable in any type of way? Anybody?
Picture
Oop,
of you?
sorry. Huh?
Is that an old picture of you?
Yeah, that's me.
It's so pretty.
Thank
So
you.
pretty.
Thank you. Okay, so the reason that I asked if you guys hold yourself accountable, because I did learn that that's a big part in me being able to be successful, as I've been today. I don't do hair anymore. I am retired from doing hair. However, I do have a number of other businesses. This here is just a photo of a custom made case that I had made for my eyelashes, but this is for my eyelash business. I had to push forward through all the negativity that I had, even with the depression, because sometimes that depression can get me down to the point where I don't even want to get out of the bed. But I had to start holding myself accountable, and I had to start making guarantees to myself. We make guarantees for other people, but we don't make guarantees for ourselves. Like, I can get up and I can make my kids, okay, I could tell Denver, it's your turn to wash the dishes today. And she can guarantee me that she's going to have the dishes done by 2. And I'm going to hold her to that guarantee. If it's not done, hey, Denver, why you ain't got why don't you have the dishes done? You guaranteed you were going to have them done at 2. So how you can want to guarantee from someone else, I want you guys to have that guarantee for yourself. Start to make a guarantee for yourself. Make, okay, do this. Like, okay, you want to do nails. I'm guarantee myself that I'm gonna go and look up online what I need to do to fill out the application so that I could get in nail school. How long do I have to get there? Research basically is what it is. I want you to hold yourself accountable. Also, get you an accountability partner. You don't have to get somebody that's paid. I am accountability partner for a lot of people. The young lady that I am the executive assistant for, I started off just being her accountability coach. And now she's grown her business to over a six figure business in less than 8 months, and I'm her executive assistant. So just understand that with persistence you can get to any point in life that you want to get to. Hold yourself accountable. I had to start to hold myself accountable, and until I did that, my business did not flourish until I started to hold myself accountable. I couldn't pull myself back up out of the rut that I had gotten in. Once I started to do that, then it all flew from there. Um, this next page is just an example of the businesses that I told you guys. Um, this is a photo from my wholesale mink eyelash business. These are just a few of my books that I have on Amazon. This is a mental illness book, Breaking Through the Silence. This one is called Dirty Secrets. This one is called Real Soldiers Don't Die. And this one is called Rock the Bells. This one is actually a family Christmas comedy. And this just, yep.
Sam, I think you gotta share your screen again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't see it.
No.
I can't see it. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Oh, I don't think it's gonna let me. Oh yeah, it will. I think. Can y'all see it now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, these just the ones I was just going over. This one, the first one just shows my mink eyelash business. That's just me going on the road to different trade shows and selling bulk mink eyelashes with that. The middle is just some of my books that I have on Amazon. And the third is my Acknowledge, Accept, and Activate University that I have on my website. You see here is just a little rundown of a few things that I've done. I became an author in 2010. So long story short is, I'll go to this one too. They're kind of blurred because I had to stretch them out. But long story short is it started off rough. It started off rocky for me. I was able to get it back together, hold myself accountable, and now I've gotten to the point where I am now, where I've met so many celebrities doing the things that I do. I met the first picture, Rashida, from Love and Hip Hop. I met her in what was that? Charlotte. Met her in Charlotte. She has all of my products. It can be done. It can be done. It's not going to happen overnight. Um, but as long as you stay persistent and you hold yourself accountable, it can definitely be done. I have relationships with all of these celebrities. So even the business that I was in before, when I had to even just me rebuilding the business, is even greater now. I get more gratification out of it now because I really put my heart and soul into it now without having so many distractions, and I'm staying dedicated. So that's just one thing that I want to let you guys know. Just stay dedicated. Always believe in yourself. And this is, it says right there, Mission Tank. It's just a mission board that I have. It's just a mission board that I have. I wanted to meet more celebrities. That's what I did. These three celebrities, I met them in a matter of what, a month. I went to one show and met Rashida, went to the next show or went to the same show and actually met Super. That's who this is. Super from what she got, the crayon case um makeup. And then these other two young ladies on the end, Missy Hair Boutique, they own a celebrity beauty salon in Atlanta. And that was at another event. But it was just believing in myself and getting back out there and believing that I had been out of the business for so long that I could get back into it. So it can definitely be done. I just had to um, hold myself accountable. But it can definitely be done. Did you guys have any questions or anything? I had some more slides. Unfortunately, I just didn't get them all on here. So I'm gonna have to kind of stop it right here because I didn't have my other slides ready for y'all. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But do anybody have any questions? Or do I have any entrepreneurs on here? Anybody with a
I have
trade?
a question. I have a question. Uh,
I should have known you had a question, Cynthia.
can, can, can you start being my accountability partner?
Can I be your?
This was some really, really good stuff.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, and yes, ma'am, I can. And and I'm gonna tell you guys this: having an accountability partner, it sounds kind of whack, but it really, really helps. Listen, I went to Cynthia about, oh my God, Denver. I went to Cynthia, Lord, how many years ago was that? It was some years ago, over 10 years. And I said, I was writing my first book. And I said, Cynthia, I'm writing my first book. And I want you to help me. So I went over to her house. We were supposed to have a meeting. And she pulled out her little notebook and she said, well, before we get started, I want to read some of my poems to you. I'm like, yeah, yeah. All them good poems. I need some of your poems in my book. It's just, and look at her now. She has her own book. She's in all kind of groups. She's gotten her book picked up in bulk from a lot of different schools and facilities. So not just my story, her story is amazing as well. We're best friends, but she's still, I look at her as far as my faith, and as far as moving forward, when I feel like I'm slacking, I go right to Cynthia Facebook page because she loves working with you guys and it pushes
Okay.
to keep going. So make sure you have somebody that is going to keep you accountable and keep you on track.
Right.
And the most important, one of the powerful things in what she just said is, although we're best friends and we're going to talk till the day we take our last breath,
Mhm.
is that you don't always have to have that contact with your accountability partner or your mentor.
Mhm.
Just as she said, you find somebody inspirational on social media and go in and follow them.
Mhm. Definitely, because the young lady that I'm the executive assistant for, I had never met her before in my life. Had never met her before in my life. I was paying for a mentor. She was paying for the same mentor. And the mentor had some type of a class one night and said, you guys need to find accountability partners. And she just sent me a message. I want you to be my accountability partner because I've been watching your Facebook page, And from there, our relationship has just grown to the point where now I'm a part of her corporation. So it can definitely happen.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Gabriel, am I saying it right, baby? Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, yes.
Gabrielle. Okay.
All right. The trade I have is MOS. I'm using my MOS trade, medical office support, to guide me into cosmetology. So that way I know my medicines. I know what's good on people's hair, what's good on their skin, what can cause an allergic reaction. What would I recommend?
Mhm. Now, I do want to say that you do get all of that knowledge when you go to hair school because they give you practical and they give you theory. The theory is the book work, and that's typically the first 6 months. So you're going to do the theory first. They're going to teach you all of that before you can even get out on the floor. So you're definitely going to learn that too.
But hey, the MOS will get me into the door, and on top of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I already have, on top of that, I have sensitive skin and I have thin
Yeah.
hair, so I know exactly what works.
Hmm.
And
And
my
see,
roommate also
and
has,
there
I know
and there
exactly
you
what
go,
to do.
and there you go right there. Sensitive skin, right there. You could have your own specialty. It's not a lot of people out there with sensitive skin. So it's not a lot, I'm sorry, it's not a lot of beauticians out there that specialize on people with sensitive skin. So, that could ultimately end up being your specialty for people that, have challenges with their skin on their head or, on their face. You'll be able to help them with that.
Like for example, I do test on hair products. I test on what would be good if you get a tattoo done. I also
Mhm.
test what type of material you use based on body piercings. Like for example, surgical steel is the type of jewels I use. And for lip, I recommend titanium.
Hmm.
But I'm learning this all by myself and learning what works good because I have severe sensitive skin. So if I can find a jewel that works perfectly for me, it should
Hmm.
work perfectly for anybody else.
Right. Right. That's definitely true. That's good that, you're staying on top of it, and you're getting the knowledge that you need. It's definitely a good business to be in. Definitely. Did anybody else have any questions or want to pick my brain or want to know what my cash app is so y'all can send me some money? No,
He's not.
I'm just
He's
kidding.
irritated.
I'm just kidding. Well, if you guys don't have any questions or anything, I guess I'm done. I've shared what I needed to share. I don't really have much else to go over with you, but you can always follow me on all of my social medias, Facebook and Instagram. I am under Samantha Jax, Jax. I do have a mental illness group on Facebook as well called Shut Depression Up. If you would like to be a part of that group, feel free to send me a request. Me and or one of my other moderators will go ahead and get you added. Um, Also in that mental illness group that I have, Shut Depression Up, you don't have to speak. You don't have to let people know that you're in the group. We don't have to You don't have to ask me questions on the wall so that everyone will see. You can inbox me if you have personal questions. I have a lot of people that are in that group that wants to go to therapy but don't know how to look for a therapist in their area. I have people that only want to go to female therapists but don't know how to just find a female therapist. So those are things that I do. They inbox me, or you can send me an email. That's on my information as well, and I can get those resources for you. If I can't, I can get you to someone that can get those resources for you. Um, Also, I can get you resources for free meetings that are in your area if I can find them in your area. Like I said, I do facilitate mental health meetings for NAMI, and we are almost in every state, and we have monthly meetings every month. So if ever you guys need anything like that, let me know. Um, I also volunteer for the 1-800 suicide line as well. So if anyone needs that number or feel like you may know someone that may need that number, please let me know. I can get those resources to you, or let Cynthia know and she can get to me and I can give her the information. Either or, I'm always there. Or you can go to my website. It's pretty easy, www.samanthajax.com. Shoot me a message, hit me up, don't matter. But I'm always here if you guys need anything from me.
All right, all right. Yes, clap it up, clap it
Yes,
up.
yes.
Well, thank you
Have
so much.
enjoyed spending my Saturday with you guys. This was very exhilarating. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all made me put on
Thank
my makeup
you.
and comb my hair today.
Looking pretty.
Thank
Sitting
you.
I am
pretty.
I am so proud of you ladies. For so many of you chiming in today.
Yes.
Who is taking attendance for me? Terriana?
Yep.
Yeah, just make sure you got everybody's name down for me. But I appreciate you
Okay, hold
guys for
on.
coming in and
What you
listening and
doing?
Yes, amazing.
participating. And like she said, if you want more information about her, hit me up and I will direct you to all of her paths because she has
Yes,
multiple paths.
yes, yes.
Well, I think at this point I can go ahead and hang the reins over to you. You're smarter than me.
No, I mean, we're equally smart. We're
Okay,
equally smart.
okay.
You have some things that I'm not knowledgeable on, and I have some things that you're not knowledgeable on. So,
Yeah,
but that's the beauty of us holding each other accountable. Like I was saying,
definitely.
that's the beauty of that. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even talked to Cynthia on the phone for at least 5 months. But when we
Yeah,
do talk to each other, it's like our last conversation just pick up from the last time. But that's the beauty of making sure that you're around people that share the same passion that you share. May not be the same, it may not be the same job, but just share the same passion as far as holding yourself accountable. So, but yeah, get with Cynthia if you guys have any questions or anything, and I am always here.
Okay.
All right.
ladies, enjoy the rest
Okay.
of your Saturday. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Okay.
See you.
Goodbye, you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.